Move over, Rick. There's a new sheriff in town. I got the sheriff star for my Woody costume for DragonCon 2018 done. And unless I decide to remake the hat, which I'm considering because this one doesn't exactly meet the costume, it was actually for something else. But unless I decide to remake the hat, this costume is complete on my part. Now, my wife's got the wig left to do. There'll be a video up for that probably next week or this weekend, depending on when we get it done. But the star was actually pretty easy to make. I think it's probably one of the faster projects. It's basically just made out of steel, and I kind of hand engraved it. This is my first attempt ever hand engraving. It didn't come out quite so well, but I'll work on that later. I don't know, it's really kind of hard to see in the light. But being steel, I pillaged a neodymium magnet from a hard drive, and it is pretty solid. So I didn't have to put any holes in the vests. Shirt, vest, pants, belt, holster, everything's done. Enjoy the video.
Step 1. Remove kitten from middle of workplace. Step 2. Download random star pattern from internet, print on paper, and cut out. Step 3. Trace onto metal. Step 4. Cut out with bandsaw. Step 5. Sand.
One of the things I knew I was going to have to deal with when I started this project was getting the nice, clean, round little ends on the stars. Real easy to make the pointed, not so much to make the round. When you're trying to cut and sand and file and grind the metal, it's just really hard to get a nice appearance. So what I did was I took a piece of 3/8 inch rod, shaved them down as thin as I could get them, about 1/8 of an inch or so in my bandsaw, and then welded them onto the backside of the star.
Stage I was ready to do the lettering, and unfortunately I couldn't find any sort of stencils or punches or anything like that to do what I wanted to do, so I basically just took a Sharpie and boxed in some lines to give me an idea of about how big I wanted the letters to be, and then using my atrocious handwriting I did the best I could to draw in the word sheriff. It's not quite as easy as I was expecting it to be, but I managed to fumble through it most of the way, and then took my generic Dremel type tool, not a Dremel, and started engraving. This is actually the first time I've ever used that thing to engrave, and one of the things that I discovered is that I need to spend a lot more time practicing my hand engraving. So I used a couple of different bits to basically rough it in, and then over the course of about 15 or 20 minutes that I spared you the time, I was able to clean it up a little bit. Ideally, I need to do something to darken the letters up. The more I look at it, the less I'm pleased with how dark it is. So I'll eventually figure out something to use to fill in the letters so that they make a better contrast. And once I had it engraved, I used some 100 grit sandpaper to rough it up a little bit to clean up any of the missed lines and scratches from the machine work and stuff like that, and got it cleaned up, wiped it off with some alcohol, and then used the same process that I've used for all the other pieces for this. Basically just made it really, really hot, and then transferred the brass from the wire wheel to the Sheriff Star.